All right, I'm going to do one more example of continuous with y'all. This was number 7 on Monday's homework. Okay, so what makes this continuous is I can draw it without picking up my pencil. This is continuous. So because it's continuous, I'm going to have to write it with using those inequalities. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for left is less than x, which is less than my right. And then my range, I read from bottom less than y, which is less than top. So this one's a little different from the last one because I can't necessarily put a box around this graph because of these arrows. These arrows mean that they do not stop. So I cannot put a boundary line here because it doesn't stop right there. It's going to keep going. Okay, so let me erase that. So when I'm looking at the left side, here's the left side of my graph. This arrow is going and going and going. And if we're looking at the x-axis, okay, it's going towards the negatives. Okay, so we're going to say that it's going to negative infinity. Is less than x, which is less than. Okay, we don't put the line underneath the less than sign when we're using infinity. Okay, now here's the right side. Again, we have that arrow, and it's going and going. So that's going to positive infinity. Now, when I have this, negative infinity is less than x, which is less than infinity. There are no numbers that cancels out because x is just between negative infinity and positive infinity. So what we can say is just all real numbers. Okay, now let me erase this so we can look at the y's. So the y values I read from bottom to top. So I can draw a boundary line on this bottom because there's not an arrow down here. So what number is that hitting on the y-axis since I'm talking about range? It will be -4 is less than. Now, there's a curve on here. Okay, it's not an open dot, so I'll put the line. Y is less than. Here's my top. Can I draw a line at this top? No, because there is an arrow. Okay, so it's going to go up and up and up. I'm looking at my y's and these are positive, so it's going to be going to positive infinity. Because we said infinity, we're not going to put a line underneath that less than sign. Okay, now we can simplify this a little further. Okay, it's not really necessary to write this part here. Okay, if y is between -4 and infinity, can we just say that y is greater than or equal to -4? Okay, because infinity isn't really a top boundary, right? Because there's no number bigger than infinity. So just saying that y is bigger than -4 will work. Okay, now I also said, let me move this for a second. I also said that f of x was the same thing as y. So this can also be your answer. Okay, remember f of x is just the same thing as y, so don't let that confuse you. Okay, when you're looking at multiple choice questions for tonight's homework, when it asks for domain, go ahead and cross off the ones that say y or f of x. If it's asking for range, go ahead and cross off the ones that are talking about x. Okay, because those are just there to confuse you. All right, good luck on the Desmos project, and I will answer your questions tomorrow.